Привет всем, с вами Аленыч, канал Dark Horror God. Мы продолжаем Dragon Age Origins. Лох. Dragon Age 2. Я просто чуть-чуть отвлеклась. Да, пошли сюда. Нам, по сути, осталось всего несколько квестов. Я пока не втыкаю одну маленькую.
What? I'm going through Jevon's neglected reports. Some involve you and requests about you.
By whom?
I don't know. They're old, poorly kept. But you should be on your best behavior.
Thank you for getting rid of them.
I didn't.
Экспедиция готова. Да, вот ходишь с Авелин, они все с ней здороваются. Это прикольно.
Have you seen a dog? Small, with a blue bow about her neck.
Have you seen him?
Karen, was it? No. There are many Templars in Kirkwall, woman.
Please, can you help me? My brother.
What happened to your brother?
Karen was always so devout, so idealistic. He was so proud when the Templars accepted him. I pleaded with him not to join the Order, but he wouldn't listen. You hear dark rumors about the Templars and Knight Commander Meredith. And now my brother is gone.
What do people say about Knight Commander Meredith?
Oh, she has many admirers. They laud the service she does in keeping the mages in check. But others say she is terribly fierce and utterly without pity, that she sees demons everywhere. It is dangerous even to whisper such things.
What have you heard about the Templars?
People harboring escaped mages just disappear. Templars interrogate and threaten passers-by. My friend has a cousin who's a mage, and she says he was made tranquil against his will. You hear more with every passing day.
I'm here to help you. Just tell me what you know.
Karen would write me every day. Then suddenly, no more letters. I wrote him many times with no response. I tried to see him, but Knight Commander Meredith threw me out. They won't tell me anything.
Your brother may indeed be in trouble. What can I do for you?
Perchance. In your journeys, if you find yourself in the gallows, ask the other recruits, Wilmerd and Hugh, about my brother. They were Karen's closest friends in the Order. If anyone knows where he is, it's them. May God bless you and watch after you in this endeavor.
А, нет, все-таки в этой.
You there, Ferelden. I wish to speak with you. I've heard you have dealings with certain elements in the city. You can get things done on the sly, as they say.
That's a fancy way to put it.
I am a magistrate in this city, and as such, I wish to hire you for a small, albeit important, job. A man I sentenced to a life in prison has escaped custody. He's been tracked to an abandoned ruin outside the city.
A request that should have been made of the guard.
Why is there such a clamor to catch this man? What has he done?
He's escaped. That's reason enough to catch him.
We're both intelligent people. There's something in the ruins, isn't there?
There is something, yes. There are creatures in the ruins. The guards I sent are ill-equipped to deal with such beasts.
Do you know what manner of beasts they are?
I don't know what they look like. I've never seen one myself. The guards say these things have already torn through a full company of men.
Пауки или дракона. Там, собственно, другого-то и не бывает.
It'd be easier to seal up the entrance and let the beasts take care of him.
I believe in justice, Ferelden, not unbridled slaughter. I will not let prisoners be eaten just because I don't want to get my hands dirty.
I'm sure if you send in enough men this time, they'd do fine.
No. The more guards who know, the easier it is for this to get out. Those men gossip like old fishwives.
I'll take the job.
Bring the fugitive in alive, quickly and quietly. Not only will you be well paid, you'll have the gratitude of a city magistrate. Useful for a refugee, wouldn't you agree?
А вот его квест я выполнять не хочу.
Though the lands suffer 1,000 wrongs, the Maker yet notices the smallest of deeds.
Здесь вроде ничего нет. Пошли пошарим храмовника. Казематы. Храмовник в казематах.
I've heard about the Circle of Magi outside of the Imperium, but I've never been in one. Are you certain it's wise for you to be here?
Oh, I'm sure nobody will notice little old me. Don't you worry.
Very reassuring. This seems more like a prison. I wonder if it's more effective than the Circle I know.
How is the Imperial Circle of Magi different?
Once upon a time, it was as it is here. The Chantry watched the Magisters closely for any signs of corruption or weakness. Then it changed. The Magisters were permitted to watch over their own, and Templars kept only to enforce the law. What happened next was inevitable. The Magisters rule again, as powerful as they ever were.
You said the Chantry used to watch the Magisters. Why did they stop?
You must remember that the attitude towards magic is different in Tevinter. Magisters came from wealthy families, bloodlines that had nurtured magical talent for countless generations. The Chantry was not trying to control poor peasants, but the scions of the greatest houses in the Imperium.
I thought the Magisters had been thrown down by the Chantry.
On the contrary, Andraste never defeated the Imperium. A great army conquered the south, but not the north. The Magisters eventually surrendered to the Chantry, but they did so on their terms. They kept their influence. Thus, they reclaimed what they lost over the centuries. Some battles are lost by inches.
You talk about the Magisters as if they are all evil.
I have no doubt that some are good and noble men, strong enough to resist temptation. But how many temptations do you wish to offer a man before he will give in? Blood magic is everywhere in Tevinter, from the lowliest apprentice up to the Archon himself.
You can't have seen this for yourself.
Daenerys talked about it often. Of course, they say it's forbidden. Behind the smiles and closed doors, however, it's a different matter. To be a Magister in Tevinter is to be glorious. To be a powerful Magister in Tevinter, that is worth any price.
You're saying the same thing could happen here?
If the mages were permitted to be their own watchers, of course. It is too easy for a mage to resort to blood magic if they feel the need is great enough. A mage can desire power, justice, revenge, protection. Any cause will do, and then they are lost.
You're saying that locking mages up is better?
All I am saying is the Imperium offers no answer. All that Andraste did long ago to end the tyranny of magic has been undone. Power corrupts, as they say, and mages have power enough already.
According to everything I've seen, the Circle can't control mages anyhow.
And what is the alternative? Freedom is a noble ideal, but I see no oppression here. I see fear and danger. But enough. I'm sure we came here for a reason.
Kirkwall may not have the best circle.
Я что-то не подумала, надо было ответить по-другому. Сейчас с ним уже не дастся пообщаться.
So, Elf, That thing you do with your hand.
I can already tell this isn't going anywhere pleasant.
I bet that makes pickpocketing easier.
I'll try it sometime and find out.
С Вариком нормально общаются все.
Do you know a recruit named Karen? His sister is looking for him.
We cannot speak to you, Messer.
To the void with that. Karen and the others are missing.
But our orders...
The Knights aren't doing anything to find them. Maybe it's time to ask for outside help.
I wasn't even certain Karen was missing. Who else is gone?
The first ones disappeared weeks ago. There's been at least half a dozen. Wilmot and Karen were the most recent.
Why must you keep silent about Karen?
You obviously aren't a Templar, Messer.
A Knight Lieutenant gives you an order and you obey, without question. They told us not to breathe a word about Karen and the others.
They must have their reasons.
And that'll be a great comfort if you go missing next.
You're already defying orders to talk to me. Might as well share the good stuff.
I hear that Knight Commander Meredith has some new initiation you have to go through. If you're not strong enough or fervent enough in belief, you don't make it out alive. Seems to me a weak Templar would die just as quickly.
And you honestly believe that?
Recruits keep going missing.
Wilmot came back.
What?
He did. I saw him this morning.
What else do you know about the initiation?
You hear about some questionable things that the Order must do these days. The Knight Commander only wants Templars that can do what must be done.
Andraste alive. She's killing recruits that might question her orders, isn't she?
That's rubbish. She wouldn't do that.
If Wilmot came back, he might know more about the other missing recruits.
I bet he would.
Wilmot told me he was going outside Kirkwall. Clear his head, he said.
Why didn't you tell us this?
Knight Captain Cullen ordered it, right before he chased after Wilmot. That wasn't too long ago. If you hurry, you may catch them on the road.
Пошли. Меня напрягает, что мне не хватает персонажа. Даже ни одного. Ну ладно.
Andraste be my witness, Wilmot. I will have the truth from you now!
Mercy, sir. Mercy.
Were it that easy?
Don't hit me.
I will know where you're going, and I will know now!
I thought Templars only treated mages this badly. Nice to see you're branching out.
This is Templar business, stranger.
You have struck me the last time, you pathetic human. To me!
Maker preserve us. I knew he was involved in something sinister. But this... is it even possible?
Do you think he was possessed?
Normally, we only worry that mages will fall victim to possession. I have heard of blood mages or demons in solid form who could summon others into unwilling hosts. I'd not thought one of our own would be susceptible.
With what I've bumped into in Kirkwall, nothing surprises me anymore.
I am Knight Captain Cullen. I thank you for your assistance. I've been conducting an investigation of some of our recruits who have gone missing. Wilmot was the first to return. I had hoped to confront him quietly, out of sight.
If you didn't know he was possessed, why draw your sword on a recruit?
He'd only been back a few days when he left again secretly. It set off some warning bells. I meant to scare him into a confession. He had to believe my threats were genuine.
The recruits believed that Meredith was conducting some sort of deadly ritual.
What? That's preposterous. Recruits can be worse than a weaving circle with their rumors. There is a vigil before Templars take their arms, but the gravest danger they face is falling asleep.
Do you know what happened to Wilmot while he was gone?
Obviously more than I had anticipated. Wilmot has never been fully convinced of the Order's rules. Mages cannot be our friends. They must always be watched. I thought Wilmot might be meeting with some old friends who'd escaped the Circle.
I've got friends who are mages. Are you saying they need to always be watched as well?
I was at the Circle Tower in Ferelden during the Blight. I saw firsthand how Templars' trust and leniency can be rewarded. I still have nightmares of Uldred's depravities.
Помните наше ссыкло, которое сидело в круге и ворчало, что я погибну и все такое прочее, если пойду дальше за Уилмордом, что там... Ну, короче, знакомьтесь. Капитан Каллен. Он появляется во всех 3 играх.
I was trying to find another recruit, a friend of Wilmot's. Do you know where Karen is?
He also disappeared. They were last seen together at the Blooming Rose. But I had no luck interrogating the, young ladies there. I doubt they know anything of magic or demons.
I'd be willing to search there.
The Order would truly be in your debt if you helped us with this. No one at the brothel will speak with me for fear I would shut them down for serving our recruits. If you learn what manner of creature did this to Wilmot, please come tell me in the gallows. I will ensure you are rewarded.
Такие дыры в голову у Хоука, даже не такая хрень. Ой. Ну чё, пошли в бордель. Я вот не знаю, есть ли смысл идти в бордель. В таком составе. Нет, наверное... Давайте зацепим с собой на всякий случай Андерса. Что-то просто меня терзают смутные сомнения. Что мне там будет нужно? Алло.
I've always wondered, why is every surface dwarf a merchant or a smith?
You left out criminals and hired muscle.
They don't count.
We dwarves are drawn to shiny objects. Sort of like magpies, but with business sense.
You're kidding.
Of course I am. We come to the surface with the skills our ancestors had, Blondie. You think there's a tradition of dwarf woodcutters in Orzammar? Beekeepers? Sailors?
Well, there could be mushroom growers and nug wranglers.
Orzammar will never let those people go topside. Too vital. Also, embarrassing.
Так, куда я иду? В бордель. Бордель.
Huh. Well, I just lost a sovereign. Didn't think you'd stoop to our kind again.
Indeed.
Or are you not too proud to make some coin?
Pride usually hasn't been my downfall.
Since you stormed off, we don't have anyone who can quite work your magic. If you know what I mean. I sent some men to fence a bit of cargo down at the docks. Haven't seen them since. I'd pay good silver for the safe return of them, or the goods.
Is this anyone I know?
When you left, we had to take on new Ferelden. Volunteers. Lad named Price was leading them. No one of your caliber.
Where were they last seen?
They were supposed to meet down by the docks, under cover of darkness. I know you're familiar with the concept.
Want to tell me what you were selling?
We were trying to make a deal with the Carta. Those Orzammar dwarves. They like luxury items. Fine fabrics, a cask of caviar, an aged wine. Anything one can liberate from a Hightown merchant.
Consider it a deal.
Good. Go to the docks tonight. My boy Price was supposed to meet our buyers from the Carta there. Maybe you can find out what happened.
Мне не нравится такое развитие сюжета. А что поделать?
I'd rather not be mistaken for a client of the Rose, thank you.
Ну почему? Пошли.
And here we are in the brothel. My day is complete.
Let's not stay here for long.
If someone here tries to hire me again, I'm leaving.
Madame Lucine runs the place for Harlan. Or with him. Or on him. It's a coterie thing.
Сори, ребятня, я мимо. Что тут у нас еще есть интересного по дверям? Тут, кстати, можно услышать стоны, если прислушаться. Сундук. Пустой сундук, но ремесленный этот. Странно, ну ладно. Да. Мужик какой-то стонет.
I've got your usual ready and waiting for you upstairs.
Many thanks, Madame C. I won't mention this to your mother if you don't.
Ferelden, are you? We are not a charitable organization, Sirrah. If you cannot pay, you will have to take your lonely self elsewhere. Is that clear? 2 sovereigns for premium service, 1 sovereign for standard service. 50 silver and someone may touch you. Briefly.
I'm not interested.
Of course you aren't. Poverty had nothing to do with your decision, I'm sure.
I swear by Andraste, you monster, pinch me again.
Welcome to the blooming roads. Personally, I wouldn't say it's blooming precisely, but the name's not.
Я что-то пропустила, да?
Ferelden, are you? If you... 2 sovereigns for premium service, 1 sovereign for standard.
Понятно.
Do you need something, honey?
You don't work here, do you? With the customers?
You're no prize yourself, sweetheart. Is there something you want?
A couple of Templar recruits went missing. They were last seen here.
You'll have to be more specific. We do a lot of business with the Templars.
We have a lot of missing Templars. If we don't act quickly, we may only find corpses.
Now, no need to get all dramatic on me. Let me look through the books. Wilmot, Karen... Here we go. Wilmot came in here a lot. You sure he had time to be a Templar? The both of them last saw Iduna, the exotic wonder from the east.
That's quite the stage name.
It sounds better than the tramp from Darktown. You should hear what some of the others are called.
Ну, она в чем-то права.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Honey, I could write volumes on the things I know. Unless you want Wilmot's favorite position, I think you have what you need. You didn't hear any of this from me. We clear?
Mead, please.
Coming right up. Get outside, you lazy thing. You'll ruin my business.
He didn't really ask you to wear a feather boa.
All Asians, darling. You get used to it.
Yeah.
So, you married a Templar, huh?
What of it?
Are they all as dirty as they seem?
What?
Did he ever ask you to play the naughty mage and the hapless recruit? Maybe the secret desire demon and the upstanding knight?
That's disgusting.
I hear it's quite popular.
Так, промазал.
Piece of cake.
Я вот не помню, как переводится выражение cheesy cake. Ну, типа легче легкого, но это не точный перевод, это значение больше.
You must be the exotic wonder of the East. Do you remember entertaining a Templar named Wilmot a few weeks ago? Or Karen?
Wilmot. That doesn't sound familiar.
Do your clients like this charade? It must get dreadfully tiresome.
Whatever do you mean? Questions are boring. Why don't we have some real fun?
Hawk, go easy on this lovely creature.
You should listen to your friend.
We have to ask her about Karen. What's your problem?
Yes. But certainly there's no harm mixing a little business and pleasure.
As charming and relentless as you are, I'm here to investigate.
Answer one of my questions first. Who told you about little old me?
It was Vivica. She showed me her books.
That wasn't so hard, was it? So, Vivica sold me out, did she? That drab, pathetic little sewer rat. She will be dealt with. Just do one more thing for me. Draw your blade and bring it gently across your throat.
I will not be toyed with.
How did you... Oh, shit. Spare me, Messer.
What foul magic was that?
Blood and desire in equal measure. An art I learned from... elsewhere.
Blood magic, then?
Yes, Messer. Please don't kill me.
You're going to answer all my questions, and if there's even a hint of magic.
Tirani put me here to send biddable Templar recruits to the Sanctuary. 3 Spear Alley in the Undercity. I enchanted Wilmot and Keren weeks ago. But after they left these walls, I know not what came of them. Please, let me live. It's not my fault. It was all Tirani's idea.
Tell me about Tirani.
She put me up to this. She said we can recreate the ancient Imperium. That mages can rule again, not serve. She says the Templars cannot hold against us if we stand up and fight.
This base of yours, how many other mages are there? Any other defenses?
People go in and out all the time. Sometimes a handful, sometimes more. There are traps. Magical traps. There's a hidden switch at the front. It turns them off. That's all I know.
Я не знаю, что выбрать. Мне ее убить хочется. Давайте попробуем.
The Templars are coming for you. No more of your tricks.
Чё тут?
Next stop, the Sanctuary. And some answers.
Подожди, а если ее прирезать? Ну, понятное дело, что Андерс на говно изойдет. Да и хрен бы с ним.
Wilmot, you should listen to your...
Yes, yes.
Who told... Just... Spare me. Yes, Monsieur. Please, let me... She says the Templars... That's all I know.
You're just too dangerous. You have to die.
No. No!
Так лучше, я согласен.
I'll get your order in a minute.
Вот с Андерсом очень сложно в этом плане. Он вроде как топит за магов, но при этом... Если ты убиваешь перед ним мага крови, он никак не реагирует. То есть он против магии крови. Зашибись. Зачем? Чуть от меня надо. Хотя, наверное, нет, наверное, смысла-то.
Carl was a good mage, a good man.
Понятно.
It goes against all Chantry law to make him tranquil.
По-моему, вот здесь она. Вот тут внизу. Оно? Оно? Нет. Нет, не оно. А где? Тут чё? Тут чё? Или там на входе было, а я не заметила. Ищем. Лазим и ищем. А, вот еще какой-то проход, нет? Что-то еще, по-моему, есть. А, во, убежище. Так ты не нюхай.
We should go carefully. Who knows what this many blood mages may have summoned to defend themselves.
Какая прелесть. Я думала, я телефон где-то посеяла в доме, а он, оказывается, у меня все это время в кармане лежал. Сейчас, секунду. Хоп. Готов? Пойдешь вперед.
Watch where you step. Piece of cake.
Cheesy cake. Куда? И записка. Завеса. Мне очень не нравится представление о завесе как о каком-то невидимом занавесе, отделяющем мир живых от мира духов. Называть ее тенью — это вопрос традиций, которые я сейчас обсуждать не буду. Нет никакой той стороны и этой стороны, которая бы завеса могла разделять. Завесу нельзя представить себе как физическую преграду вроде барьера или даже мерцающей стены святого света. Спасибо вам пребольшое за этот образ, ваше совершенство. Завесу скорее можно сравнить с открытием глаз. Когда они у вас закрыты, вы видите наш мир так, как сейчас, статичным, цельным, неизменным. Когда же вы их открываете, вы видите мир, как видят его духи, хаотичным, вечно меняющимся, таким, в котором воображаемое и припоминаемое столь же вещественно, как реальное и существующее. Или даже на самом деле еще вещественнее. Духи видят все вещи так, как они определены волей и памятью, поэтому-то духи и теряются, пройдя через завесу. В нашем мире воображаемое не является вещественным. Предметы существуют независимо от того, как мы их помним, или какие чувства они у нас вызывают. Лишь маги обладают возможностью изменять мир посредством разума. Вероятно, поэтому они так привлекательны для демонов, кто может знать. Таким образом, процесс прохождения сквозь завесу представляет собой скорее изменение восприятия, нежели физическое преодоление какой-либо преграды. Завеса — лишь абстрактное понятие, указывающее на самый факт изменения восприятия, и лишь сложность такого изменения для живых существ и духов могла вызвать представление о завесе как о вещественном барьере. Боже, эти лекции. Что-то с чем-то. Они сейчас по-любому встанут. Ловушка.
Someone's left a surprise here for us. We're good to go.
Ну все, можно переключаться.
How wonderful. More vessels for our experiments.
Where is Karen?
Perhaps the demons will find one of you suitable.
Always the demon thing. Can't you people say no?
I am not some hopeless waif that ran crying to a demon. I sought them out and embraced them.
Why have you taken the recruits?
Demons can inhabit much more than mages and corpses. With assistance, they can control anyone I ask. Any Templar, any noble, any well-meaning meddler.
You do know I cut a path through your abominations, right?
Good, good. The demons like spirit. If a few more Templars fall to the demons, we can seed chaos in their ranks. How many abominations can they discover amongst their own before it drives the Knight Commander crazy?
Tell me where Karen is.
The experiments need so much fuel, you see. So many living vessels are found wanting. Useless vessels can still feed the compost heap, so it's not a complete waste.
Good to know you're barking mad. That makes things easier.
In days of old, the Tevinter Imperium spanned the known world. Demons were their allies, held in check by power and knowledge. With a wave of a hand, I could do more than a Templar can achieve in a lifetime. Yet they command us. Absurd. We should be ruling them. We should rule you all. Kill the vessels only if you must.
Кстати,
Is it over?
Karen.
Yes, that's my name. Oh, thank the Maker. I thought he had abandoned me.
But is it only Karen? It could be Karen +1. A very nasty +1 at that.
The cage has opened. Thank Andraste.
What do you remember about how you got here?
I was with a lady, and then things got fuzzy. Nightmares then. On fire for days. A demon laughing. The naked lady with her razor claws in my chest. I'd wake and hear screams. Maybe my own. I'm sorry. It's all a tangle in my head.
Any chance you can tell if Karen has an extra passenger?
Well, there's one sure way.
What was that about?
If there was a demon in there, it would have defended itself. Looks like he's clear.
Go ahead and leave, Karen. You've been through enough.
Don't tell the Templars. I don't know what they do to me. Please, I need to go back. Tell them I'm all right. Tell my sister. I must go.
When you talk to Sir Cullen, maybe downplay the blood magic angle. We don't need the Templars cracking down even harder.
Смотри-ка. А это сложно, я не помню, как там вырулить.
Do you ever miss Ferelden?
Of course. It was home. I would never have left willingly. But I'm not going to be my father and spend my life trying to live a memory.
I didn't think I'd give it a second thought once I was gone. I mean, what did Ferelden ever do for me? But I do. I think about it. There's something here that just doesn't feel right.
You mean how mages are treated?
No. I think there's not enough dog shit.
Серьезно.
I've got some good news and some bad news.
What? What is it?
Good news, Karen is safe. Bad news, half of your recruits may have been possessed by demons.
Sweet blood of Andraste.
Demons? Did you say something about the recruits and demons?
I didn't want to tell you, Masha. They were horrible. Those mages see the rest of us as ants to be crushed. They won't stop until they've destroyed the Chantry and the Templars forever.
Not all mages are like that.
True, not every mage gives in to temptation, but none are ever free of it. At any time, any mage could become a monster, from the lowest apprentice to the most seasoned enchanters. Mages cannot be treated like people. They are not like you and me.
Surely that's a little harsh.
They are weapons. They have the power to light a city on fire in a fit of pique.
I admit that does reduce their bargaining position, but there must be some middle ground.
Perhaps you're right. Perhaps mages need better education as to why the Chantry functions as it does. Perhaps they would not go against the will of Andraste herself. I will look into it. For now, Karen, unless it is proven you are free of demons, I must strip you of your commission immediately.
No, you can't really think that. Karen's fine. He's safe.
Please, sir. I tried to resist. I never took anything they offered. I need this position or my sister can't eat. I've been training for 5 years.
We conducted tests on Karen. He's not possessed. He can stay in the Order.
I hesitate to ask what methods you used that you are so certain. Still, you have done much for us by stopping these blood mages. I will heed your request. If he has shown no sign of demonic possession in 10 years' time, Karen will become eligible for full knighthood.
Thank you, Sarah. Again. But without a full knighthood, Karen's pay is so small. I do not know if I can reward you as you deserve.
I will handle that, miss. You have done the Order a great service. We will not forget it.
Прекрасненько. Что у нас еще осталось по квестам? — 49 минут. Давайте поговорим. Подожди, вопросы и ответы это чье? Варик. Пошли потреплемся с персонажами. Меню Фенриса. Начнем с него. Я хочу его на соперничестве. О том, как откололась имперская церковь. Иные скажут, что церковь повсюду одна и та же, что верховная жрица Уал-Райо обладает высшей властью в глазах Создателя, и что это не подвергается сомнению во всем Тедосе. Не верьте. Вторую заповедь Создателя — магия призвана служить людям, а не править ими — в древнем Тевентере всегда понимали иначе, чем в других краях. Тевентерская церковь толковала эту заповедь так: маги не должны управлять разумом других людей, а во всем остальном их магия должна по мере сил служить правителям. Когда клирики Тевинтера изменили песнь света, дабы отразить это толкование второй заповеди, верховная жрица Уалрайо велела им вернуться к изначальной песне. Они отказались, объявив, что в искажении песни виновен как раз Уалрайо. Спор длился до тех пор, пока 487 века башен Тевинтерская церковь не избрала своего верховного жреца, законного и праведного Валхейла, который мало того, что мужского пола, так еще и один из наиболее влиятельных членов Тевинтерского круга магов. Этого черного жреца гневно осудили повсюду за пределами Тевинтера, и само его существование стало тяжким оскорблением церкви в Уалрайо. После 4 священных походов на мятежников церковь в Уалрайо достигла только одного – закрепила раскол. В то время как многие стороны учения Андерса у обеих церквей совпадают, Тевинтерская церковь ослабила запреты на магию, и в рядах ее преобладают клирики-мужчины. В наши дни Тевинтером напрямую правит круг магов, после того, как в 734 века бурь при всеобщем ликовании архонтом был избран чародей Маран. Он отменил прежние правила, запрещавшие магам заниматься политикой, и за неполные 100 лет истинные правители страны из различных имперских домов, то есть маги, открыто заняли свои места в правительстве. Отныне верховный жрец Тевинтера избирается только среди первых чародеев и совмещает сан верховного жреца с должностью великого чародея. Для всякого слуги церкви, кроме Тевинтерских, это величайшая ересь. Возвращение к дням лордов-магистров, которые породили мор. Однако же такое положение дел сохраняется неизменным, и хотя мы оставили Тевинтерскую империю на милость ужасных кунари, Тевинтер все же выстоял. Открытое столкновение между черным жрецом и нашей так называемой белой жрицей неизбежно. Что-то есть еще интересненького? Точно, эти комнаты закрыты, там вроде больше нигде пройти нельзя. Киркул, 3 глава. Нам ее как раз, по-моему, не хватало, надеюсь, больше не будет.
Agrigio Pavali. There are 6 bottles in the cellar. Denarius used to have me pour it for his guests. My appearance intimidated them, he said, which he enjoyed.
Nothing like a bit of fear with your wine.
That's what Denarius used to say. It's good I can still take pleasure in the small things.
You could have offered me a glass first, you know.
There's more, if you're really interested.
Perish the thought. How else would you redecorate the walls?
I've wanted to leave my past behind me, but it won't stay there. Tell me, have you never wanted to return to Ferelden?
I have no home left to return to.
The Blight is over. You could rebuild what you lost. Do you truly not want to?
My mother came from Kirkwall. Our heritage is here.
Having a place where you can put down roots, I understand. Still, to have the option must be gratifying.
Do you intend to keep living here?
I haven't decided. For now, it's as good as any other place. I would return to Saharan if I could, but there is no life for me there.
Is that where you're from?
So I've been told.
Were you very young when you left then?
Perhaps.
Вот и поговорили. Вот с Фенрисом так всегда.
You could track your former master down, I assume?
I imagine he has returned to Minrathous, though I dare not go near the city while he is alive. No, it is better to wait for him to leave his fortress. Fight from a fortified position. I do not expect your help when that day comes, but I would not turn it aside.
You've been on the run a long time then.
3 years now. Denarius has a way of finding me. Perhaps it is the markings. Whatever the means, it never takes him long to follow. This is the first time I've given him reason to pause. I suppose there are advantages in numbers.
Haven't you sought help before?
Hirelings, when I could steal the coin. Never anyone of substance. Until you. Daenerys will not give up, however. I await his return.
What if he does give up? What then?
Then I go to him. I will not live with a wolf at my back.
Sounds like the right idea to me.
If it comes to that,
Черт.
I doubt it will.
Блин, у меня не получится с ним нормально на соперничество выйти. С ним тогда придется... Я не хочу ему говорить про то, что он ноет.
Sounds like a tough situation.
I'm not made of glass. I should thank you again for helping me against the hunters.
Yes, you should.
Had I known Андерса would find me a man so capable, I might have asked him to look sooner.
You sound like you're about to ask for a loan.
Well, this mansion does require some upkeep. Perhaps I'll practice my flattery for your next visit. With any luck, I'll become better at it.
Надо же на что-то содержать поместье. Блин, дружба. Сука, я не хотел. Он такой смешной. Блин, слушайте, это если... Если наблюдать за ними, вообще за всеми персонажами, когда ты ходишь вот просто по городу, я почему останавливаюсь, разворачиваюсь и позволяю прочитать хотя бы тем, кто, может, успевает читать их разговоры, о чем они говорят. Это реально бомба. Можно узнать очень много интересного между взаимодействиями между персонажами. Я понимаю, что там получилась тавтология, но тем не менее. Как Мэриль постоянно теряется, Авелин пытается всех типа, ты закон и все такое прочее. Про Изабеллу я вообще молчу, это отдельный кадр. Как Андерс и Фенрис постоянно срутся между собой, потому что один магов поддерживает, а другой ненавидит. Как Варик со всеми, типа, ты бро, ты братишка и так далее. Вот. И наблюдать за тем просто как... какого мнения персонажи друг о друге. Например, Фенриса считают алкашом, у которого ни гроша в кармане, и он все время, ну не все время, он зачастую проигрывает. Он зачастую проигрывает в азартные игры в висельнике, и расплатиться у него нечем. В общем, это отдельный юмор просто.
I had a friend like you once. Got in all kinds of trouble. Dragged me along. Didn't think I'd be doing that again. I got a bit weighty the last time we talked. Sorry for putting that on you.
You'd be surprised how people just tell me their darkest secrets. I must look trustworthy.
You look... something. True. Proud. Like even if you don't agree with me, you'll be honest. I hope I didn't seem too selfish when I told you about justice. I didn't know what would happen. I figured a willing host, a friend. It had to be better than playing the demon and haunting some corpse.
Still creepy.
Fine. What would you do? How would you try to stand against the Templars? You're lucky they never found you. Most of us, they hunt us down before we've even learned our letters. They tell your parents they'll be thrown in prison if they ever ask about you, stripped of their rights in the eyes of the Maker. And if you run away, they hunt you down. Again, and again, and again.
You're starting to glow again.
And since yours is the only head here and I don't want to rip it off, I should stop. Yes, sorry. Besides, we have so much to do before the deep roads. Next time, I'll try to keep to more pleasant topics.
Соперничество. Угу. Я его поддерживать не собираюсь, ребят. Вот с ним на соперничество я выйду. Потому что у нас очень большие разногласия, и он один черт будет... Ну, короче, увидите. Это спойлеры большие, поэтому я... мало ли кто-то не проходил.
So, a human, an elf, and a dwarf walk into a bar.
The human says, You're lucky you're so short. That hurt like mad.
You could have just stopped me, Blondie.
Why waste a perfectly good setup?
Странно, что Андерс... Вот сейчас он, кстати, в разговоре упоминал, судя по всему, героев Ролдена. Кусланда. Я имею в виду, когда с Хоуком общался. И у нас вопрос-ответ и висельник. И сейчас, кажется, у нас интересный момент будет. В конце этой серии. Блин, кто бы сомневался. И чья это у нас тут симпатичная жабка?
Well, Lucky, I'll tell you what. Since the information you gave me was worth nothing, that's what I'll pay you.
Me and my boys will get our money's worth, bitch.
Oh, you poor sweet thing. Tell me, Lucky, is this worth dying for?
Красотка.
I didn't think so.
Как я за тобой скучала, ты моя хорошая, ми-ми-ми-ми-ми-ми. Я туда-сюда схожу и приду к тебе.
What? Just wondering if the feathered pauldrons are an essential part of the moody rebel mage persona.
What are you talking about?
I'm working on an epic poem about a hopelessly romantic apostate, waging an epic struggle against forces he can't possibly defeat.
What do you mean, can't possibly defeat?
Well, it's not a good story unless the hero dies.
Помянем. Да убери ты посох. О! А у нас, оказывается, первой главы не было. Как так? Проповедь о малефикарах. Итак, перед нами стоит вопрос, что есть малефикар, как его распознать? Я точно так же, как и вы, в свое время задавалась этим вопросом. Вы пришли ко мне за мудростью Создателя, но никто не видел воочию, как сердце Создателя спасло его возлюбленную Андрасты, и поэтому я поступаю так же, как должна поступать всем смертным. И еще ответа в словах его пророчицы. И в них я нахожу отдохновение для озадаченного разума. Ибо она сказала нам, магия должна служить человеку, а не человек магии. Таким образом, я говорю вам, те, кто использует магию, чтобы подчинять себе умы и сердца других, приступают закон Создателя. И еще говорила нам Андрасты, кто без причины приносит вред меньшим из его детей, проклят и ненавидим будет Создателем. И стало мне ясно, как ясно должна быть каждому из вас, та магия, что питает себя страданием других, пролитием крови, проклята Создателем. Тех магов, что почитают Создателя и чтут его заповеди, мы принимаем как братьев своих и сестер. Те же, кто отвергает законы Создателя и слова пророчицы его, суть отступники, и им нет места среди нас. С этим я согласен. Ну, тут именно про магию крови речь шла, поэтому я и согласен. В остальном, ну, такое... А, вот эту комнату я, кажется, сейчас не открою, да? Да. Пойдем потреплемся сначала с Вариком, то все плюс-минус понятно, потом к Изабеллочке. Изабеллочка, я так за ней соскучилась. Я так хотела ее все это время видеть у себя здесь. Сейчас вы поймете, почему она прям душа компании.
So, I've been dying to know, what was going through your head when you fought that ogre?
For the first few seconds, what do they feed those things?
I don't know anyone else that's even seen one. You're lucky just to be standing here. Somehow, Hawk, I imagine things won't be dull with you around. Not that I expect the deep roads to be boring, mind you. Constant threat of doom does tend to keep you awake.
What are your plans for this trip into the deep roads?
Bartran's running the show. Andraste's ass, he'd probably do that even if we weren't paying for everything.
The tide we're looking for is supposed to be a week's travel from the surface, so I hope you aren't scared of the dark. We've got supplies, muscle, excavators. The plan is to carry out everything that's not nailed down.
Anything in particular I should know about your brother?
To understand Bartrand, you've got to understand the Dwarven Merchants Guild. These are dwarves who would sell their mothers if they thought it'd get them a better share of the lyrium market. Anyone who deals with them has to sleep with a knife under their pillow. In my family, that's Bartrand.
If we'll be working together, I should find out more about you.
True enough. I suppose you ought to know my credentials. My family came from Orzammar, noble house Tethras, until my father got caught fixing provings. He and our whole house got exiled. No huge loss. I was born up here. Sunshine suits me just fine.
Are you a merchant? A mercenary?
I'm a younger son. It's a difficult and dangerous profession. A lot of us die of boredom. Fortunately, being Bartrand's younger brother keeps me on my toes. Maker knows he lacks subtlety. I'm the one who pulls strings to keep the coterie out of our hair. Keep us just a whisker ahead of the other families.
A lot of things can keep you awake, you know. I wouldn't reach for the doom first.
Sure, I could have a cup of tea in the morning, but I hear it's bad for you. I've spent my whole life in Kirkwall. Dangerous enough most days, but it doesn't compare to the deep roads. So, this will be... let's just call it an adventure, I guess.
Great. Now we're adventurers.
My. And here I thought the only men in this place were besotted fools who couldn't hoist the mainsail.
When you talk about hoisting the mainsail, what do you really mean?
What else could it mean? It requires strength, knowledge of rigging, and a small measure of sobriety.
I know my way around rigging just fine. And I'm good with my hands.
Oh my. I'm Isabella. Previously Captain Isabella. Sadly, without my ship, the title rings a bit hollow. You're Ferelden, aren't you? You have that look about you. I was in Denerim not too long ago. I even met the hero of Ferelden, if you know what I mean. You know, you might be just what I'm looking for to solve a little problem I have.
Can't anyone fix their own lives around here?
Must be something in the water. Someone from my past has been pestering me. I've arranged for a duel. If I win, he leaves me alone. But I don't trust him to play fair. I need someone to watch my back.
Why a duel?
I like duels. It's what I do. And if I win, he'll be dead. Problem solved.
You wanted information from Lucky. What was it?
I asked Lucky and his boys to track down something I lost. They failed to do it. It's nothing to worry about, and this is much more important.
Who's this person you've arranged to meet?
His name is Hader. We worked together back in Antiva. He's never liked me. He's been asking about me all around Kirkwall. Thought I'd get it over with and meet him face to face.
What makes you think I'm right for this?
You saw me talking to Lucky, didn't you? Those boys couldn't manage simple information gathering. I can't trust the riffraff in this place to do anything right. But you're different.
I think I could manage watching your back.
I'll bet. I've arranged to meet Hader in Hightown after dark. I'll meet you there.
Ребят, пойти за Изабеллой, так это самое, носиком за ней волоча, это в следующей серии. Подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте пальцы кверху. Теперь у нас собраны почти все персонажи. Там, по-моему... Покажи, кстати. Раз. Два. По-моему, да. 2 не хватает. Это Себастьян и Изабелла. Себастьян, причем уже может у нас, по идее, появляться в группе. Я что-то не поняла, почему нет. Ну, неважно. Или взять кого-нибудь другого. Андерс лишний. Или нет? Давай ты. Все. Всем до встречи. Всем пока-пока.